How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 46 of the HR Office Podcast. Pre-recorded this time here on twitch.tv/hardest reset. Live. I forgot the live in it. As always, I'm your host, Greg, and I'm joined here in another duocast with Mira. Say hello. So today, we're trying out a new format, which is why we're pre-recording it, and it's a good thing because this is actually our second take doing this. We were going to show an opening meme, and it's just, even with new technology, like Discord is just Discord and Streamlabs is just like sucking resources, which sucks, but it's all good. We're just gonna be chatting about video games we're playing. We're rewatching Vox Machina, more Critical Role goodness that's been airing, and just chatting about the latest videos from Hardest Reset and a big update on the Homebrewers. So in place of an opening meme, I know I kind of already asked this the first time we did this, so we could just kind of recount for things that people have missed. Our quarantine check-in with you. How are you doing?
I mean, aside from yesterday, doing pretty good.
Doing pretty good. That's good. You haven't. I mean, how's the stir craziness treating you? Is it how bad? Okay, I don't want to ask how bad it is because I think that face says enough. What is it that you miss doing the most? I think that's probably a good question. What is it you miss doing the most?
Just being able to walk outside, and aside from just going to CVS and getting like essential stuff across the street,
True. Yeah.
and just being able to walk out of the apartment.
I'll say I'll join you in that sentiment. I actually still miss how's it I want to say it like being able to walk to grab our food from like across the way where a bunch of restaurants are. Just being able to walk. I miss like being able to get a beer at a insert restaurant here. You know, the place I get my wings at.
Mm.
I miss being able to go just like get a beer and like chill and people watch. I miss being able to do that, and we're not going to be able to do that anytime soon.
I
We
miss being able to go on the bus without having to be paranoid.
yeah. It's like there's such simple things that are just so different, and like there are places like I know in the critter gifting / streamer collective group, I know Jax, who's in New Zealand, they're finally opening back up, but they've been on lockdown since like January.
I was gonna
And
say, I think Italy's opening back up too.
Italy's finally opening back up. They've been on lockdown since the very beginning of the year. But
Yeah.
America, we just, you know, people tell us we need to stop it, and we're just like, but we're Americans. We don't want to stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not to get super political on this like super fun podcast, but Americans are dumb, and we need to stop. We need to just stay inside for like a couple weeks and just chill. I just realized that everyone else did it, we can do it as well, and we're gonna be okay. Like if we're smart about things, and like I don't know, I get it. We need to open back up. We eventually need to, you know, or else we're gonna be like fucked beyond belief. But you got to do it smart.
You
You
just
can't be dumb.
you can't stimulate the economy when you're dead.
Yeah, very true. You know, and then there I do have to like give because we've done a fuckload of DoorDash, Postmates, Uber Eats. You know, like when we have our cheat days on Saturday, or when it's a drinking weekend for me, or like if we need groceries or essential stuff. We did it yesterday. We ran out of soda, so we got that, and we were out of Advil, so it was like, or we're running out of Advil, so we got Advil. So it's like, but we, you know, the thing about like those apps is that they're really pushing like support your local business. Like here are the local businesses that are open, support your local business, and it's like that's a smart way to do it. I think it was Postmates also sat there and now don't quote me on this because it's been a while since I've
We need
seen
to
the
come up with
info.
a new joke.
What's up?
We need to come up with a new joke.
I know it's Critical Role has ruined us with that song. I hadn't heard that song in like 15 years, and then they started joking about that in campaign 2, and I'm like, well, god damn it! Thank you for reminding me that Stain was in fact a band that existed.
Yeah, they had good songs.
Their first two records were good.
Again, they had good songs.
They had, yeah. It wasn't like, of course, this is my opinion shouldn't fucking matter because I unironically love the first three Limp Bizkit records. But when it got to 14 Shades, it was a 14. Or was it Shades of Grey? 14 Shades of Grey sounds like a knockoff of 50 Shades of Grey. So whatever that record that had, was it So Far Away on it? don't remember. Like that record, I was kind of like, okay. But like the first two were great. Like the one that had like Mud Shovel and Raw on it was fucking great new metal. And then the record that
It
had
it is 14 Shades of Grey.
it is 14 Shades of Grey. Okay, thank you for fact checking. Thank you, Mira, for fact checking. Um, yeah, that record. That's when I kind of went, all right, not as good, not as good. It wasn't like a steep downfall like with Nickelback. Like I unironically loved the first two Nickelback records, and then it got to the third one with Photograph, and I'm like, where are we going with this again? And then I stopped listening to them, and then I've heard on the radio they had a single called Something in Your Mouth, and I went, I'm glad I jumped ship. I'm so glad I jumped ship. But
So on the I'm looking at the track listing for the 14 Shades of Grey, and I think there's like maybe two songs that I remember.
oh really?
Yeah,
What do we get? So
if
Far
they're the
Away,
one
and
and Falling Down.
oh yeah, that was on there. What were we even
That was
talking
a good
about?
song.
What were we even talking about before we got on this tangent of like new metal bands from the early aughts?
Because I said we need a new joke other than it's been a while.
But I mentioned that. But what was I talking about? Like I completely lost my train of thought. Oh man, where were we?
Postmates.
Postmates. That's right. Let's say yeah. It's because talking about businesses. I don't remember. Where I
Postmates
was,
said
yeah. Just to tie it back into what I was saying, it's like it's been a long time since I've been able to just walk and go out and see people, and I know that's not gonna happen for a while.
and not have to wear a mask.
Yeah, it's like one, we need to, we need to. I get it. We need to stimulate the economy, but there are places like, oh, that's what it was. Is that like that's where it was. It's like it had been a while since I had read the articles, but Postmates was waiving their fees for people, and it was one of those things where I was like, okay, alrighty, that's cool. Yeah, people like for restaurants that were being on Postmates because they have like a general like Postmates fee that they had to pay, and I think it was either Postmates or DoorDash or maybe both had waived that fee. So yeah, it's
Somebody did it.
yeah, but like that's cool because then that can help the businesses just focusing on like paying their staff and surviving in this really weird fucking time. I heard that
Shout
same
out, shout out to the neighbor outside, fucking blaring their bass as they're parking.
Oh boy. Yep. Welcome to living in our apartment complex, my guys. Alrighty, let's get into some of these topics since we're not gonna be able to do the memes this time around. Like I said, we're still troubleshooting a bunch of stuff, and maybe next podcast we'll be able to do it. So we're gonna do this quickly, and again, not gonna tag it just because for fear of spoilers. Last of Us 2 had some state of play stuff, and I caught you in mid yawn, and I do apologize for that. Honk your Ubers. By the way, honk your Uber is here. Anyway, yeah. It's you're like I didn't call an Uber. The fuck? No. It was Last of Us 2 gameplay, and then they had another trailer once they released the release date. I've stayed away from it because once I found out there were leaks, I'm just avoiding all forms of anything until the game comes out. I'm still hyped for it. I know there's a lot of people complaining about some stuff. I did have one thing spoiled thanks to a random IGN comment showing up when scrolling on Facebook, which sucks dick. I would also be lying.
Hashtag thanks, IGN.
I would also I would also be lying if I said that I'm still excited, but I have tempered my expectation just a little bit on the off chance that I do have issues with whatever the storytelling is. I know people are complaining saying, well, it's a different writing team and stuff like that, and there are some people we personally know, I'm not going to out them, but they're like, yeah, they scrapped the whole writing team and it's just going to be an SJW shitfest now. And I did some fact checking, and there were people who left Naughty Dog, and there was some, not just concern, but there was some controversy with kind of their crunch culture and how they treated some of their employees, which I don't remember if there was any follow-up on that, if they had addressed that or made a statement. I'm certain they did at some point. But it wasn't the whole writing team. It's not like a whole new team. There were some key writers, but Neil Druckmann was still the creative lead. He's been the creative lead at Naughty Dog for a long time. I'm still excited, but I will also say that seeing the spoiler I am tempering my expectations on the off chance that that spoiler isn't done well. And who knows? Maybe we'll fucking love it because I know people shit on Death Stranding, and Death Stranding was my favorite game in 2019. So who knows? I could love it. I could hate it. I know you're gonna be an emotional wreck through and through, regardless. Um,
It's gonna be me with Kingdom Hearts 3 all over again.
yeah. I am. I don't know. Some people are saying they don't have faith in the writing team anymore. But I have faith. I'm also like I don't like that people are
Have some
there's
goddamn faith.
oh man, I wish I didn't have to clear 100 gigs for Last of Us 2 because I have that itch to replay Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was such a good fucking game. But it was one of those things. Yeah, I'm excited, although expectations are a tiny bit tempered just because I'm seeing there's controversy with the game. But who knows?
So there's always controversy with the
Yeah,
game.
like I said, there were people that shit all over Hideo Kojima on Death Stranding, and I thought it was a fucking masterpiece. So who fucking knows at this point?
Also, some of the people shitting on Last of Us 2 never played the Left Behind DLC, so they're all of a sudden like, Ellie's gay, what are you talking about? And it's like, dude,
Again, tying to the people I don't want to out in our personal friend circle, but I don't think they've played Left Behind, and it was very clear in Left Behind that she was gay. It is very
also
clear.
it's on Ellie's wiki page.
Yeah, kind of really fucking gay. If that makes
Just
sense.
kind of.
Just kind of, yeah. No, I'm still excited. I think my personal opinion is that I think the leaks, people don't know the context of the leaks, so they read the leaks themselves and they look like they're problematic or not well written. But we need to see it in context before we can fully judge. That's why I've tempered my expectation. Like, I know you're gonna be fucking hyped regardless, but like I've tempered my expectation just because this could be one of the best games ever made, or this could be a massive disappointment for me, and I'm like, this could be either or. It's how I felt. Again, it's how I felt when I started seeing the reviews of Death Stranding, and it was kind of middle of the road, and I was seeing the back and forth of people either loving it or fucking hating it. I'm like, well, shit, I hope I don't hate it. And then I played it and I fucking loved it. But then Kingdom Hearts 3, while I initially kind of liked it, and again, those reviews were more higher on the middle of the road, but still kind of fairly middle of the road. I really did not like Kingdom Hearts 3 in hindsight. It's like we talked about it on the podcast ages ago, and I was kind of a little more forgiving, but the longer, like Suya and I are on the same boat of like the longer we've dwelled on it, the more and more we went, it wasn't a good game to us at least. I know you still fucking love it through and through. But yeah, it's one of those things for me where it's just like, I'm waiting until the game comes out. I think, people don't know the context of the spoilers. And I also understand that there's also very much a I don't know how to say it other than I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I just anytime something gets leaked, there's always some strong opinions one way or another. So we'll see. And I know once the game comes out, I know you and I are going to be doing a spoiler cast for it. So I'm ready to love it, but I also have the expectation of I could possibly not like it. So I'm kind of excited, but not too excited. The gameplay itself, what I did see, the little bit of the State of Play, like the little like recap video of it, it looks beautiful. So I'll say this, even if the story ends up being a massive pile of shit, at least the gameplay looks fun. But I don't even know the context of the story because, like I said, I got some stuff spoiled, and I'd be lying if I said I'd had to temper a little bit of my excitement just in case I did not like why it led to what that led to. Anyway.
Also like the gore and the viscera is kind of upped a little bit.
Yeah, that's what you were telling me. I was like, oh man, this game's gonna be even more brutal. I'm like, shit.
Because there's clips of infected when they attack people.
Right.
And like, you know how in the first game, like, you still saw some of the gore and everything, but it was kind
very
of
gritty. Yeah, I'll definitely say that.
it definitely got better.
That's cool. I'm excited. Like I said, I'm expectations a little tempered, but there's still that excitement there. And in fact, we're gonna go pay off our pre-orders this weekend, so that'll be fun.
tomorrow.
I know whether we love it or hate it, we will be talking about it when it comes out, and I know we're gonna be marathon. When that game comes out, I'm marathoning it just so that way I can. I'm gonna be like, fuck you, social media. I'm gonna play this game for like a week and
I'm
marathon
basically
it.
doing Animal Crossing in the morning, and then after that, it's Last of Us.
I'm gonna do with Last of Us what I did with Red Dead 2, where I pulled off of social media because I didn't want some asshole spoiling that game for me.
Yeah, I think for the most part you like checked your notifications, but that was it.
But yeah. And I was about to say I would be lying if I said I was just as excited for Last of Us as I was Red Dead, but I have way more of a connection to Red Dead. Like you're excited for Last of Us 2 like I was excited for Red Dead 2. Like I liked Last of Us very much. It's obviously it's one of my top 10 games of the 2010s. Pretty good, but and I'm hyped for the new game. Like, don't get me wrong. It just even if like none of the leaks happened and like it was continual hype, I would still be tempering my expectations just because that's how I am with hype culture. I don't want to overhype it because that's when or I don't want to buy too much into the hype. Because it's very rare that a game is worth the hype. God, and I think Red Dead 2 was the last time I had said this was worth the hype that was built up to it.
The one game that both of us can get excited for, though, is Wolf Among Us.
Yes, Wolf Among Us 2, because you recently played the first Wolf Among Us. It's such a good... That was my favorite Telltale game, and I'm so excited a new company's got that one. That's going to be really nice.
Still need to play Walking Dead, even though I know what happens at the end of the season.
I know. I also am still super excited for Cyberpunk. That game's going to be ridiculous. Mo-capped sex scenes, my guys, and changeable junk sizes. Oh man, I'm excited. That's not the reason I'm excited.
But you still can't romance Keanu.
That's the thing May's not happy about is that you can't romance Keanu Reeves. But I'm just happy that you get Keanu Reeves in your head, dude. That shit's gonna be fucking awesome. That's gonna be cool. Video games are fun, man. Games are a lot of fun.
Out of context, you get Keanu Reeves in your head.
Well, I mean... Oh, speaking of Keanu Reeves, there was an article I saw this morning that the reason why John Wick was called John Wick was because Keanu Reeves kept forgetting the actual title of the movie, so they just called it John Wick. I
heard it was something like he just randomly came up with it when he was promoting it.
Yeah, because like there was
it was a joke or something, and
yeah.
I guess they liked it so much that they kept the title.
I saw that and I won't lie, like I only saw it was like a headline I saw, so I didn't actually read the article. So there could be way more to it, and there definitely is way more to it because I was just a headline reader on that one. But I saw the headline was that John Wick was called John Wick because Keanu kept forgetting the actual title. I'm like, sounds about right. Sounds great.
Well, because like I think when we watched the first 3 movies, I was on YouTube and I found a video of like some like I think it was like 107 random facts about the John Wick films.
Oh yeah. I know the channel you're talking about.
I want to say like he was doing some sort of press circuit for I don't know if it was necessarily that movie or if it was a different thing.
It may have been a different movie. Who knows?
He could have been promoting something else, and then he made a passing comment of like, "Yeah, I'm in this movie called John Wick coming up," and I guess it didn't have a title initially.
That's pretty great. That's awesome.
And I guess it got back to the people that were doing the film, and they're like, "Well, I guess it's called John Wick now."
That's what it is. That's awesome. Oh man, but yeah, Cyberpunk. I mean, yeah, like I said, Last of Us. Hopefully, it's good. I've got faith in I have faith in the team. And I hope that the spoiler that I got makes sense in the storytelling, and I hope they do good on the LGBTQ plus storytelling because I am very harsh when it comes to big media in LGBTQ plus because they always seem to fuck it up. They always seem to make the trait of a character they are gay instead of this is a character and by the way they're gay, and I think in recent time, the only form of big media that's done it right has been Critical Role because it's just normalized and that's not a character trait. It's, no, this is a character with all their flaws. They happen to be gay, but that's not the focus. And I know that I'm very critical of big media making the fact that they're gay the focus. So
to be fair, I think the first Last of Us did a really good job at because we didn't know anything about that side of Ellie until the DLC. and she was already a good character.
And even in the DLC, like it wasn't like the focus was she's gay. It's like she kissed Riley. Okay, cool. But yeah,
because even after that, she looked at Riley and she's like sorry, and Riley's just like, for what?
Yeah, I don't know if they continue more on that way, that's fine. But if they kind of start changing the storytelling to make it more centered around by the way she's gay, I will have issues because being gay shouldn't be a character trait. It should just be a part of someone's character. Like, and that's a weird thing to say, but like, it's like taking I'm gonna fuck up the analogy, so I'm not even gonna try. But basically, it's like it shouldn't be. It should be a part of the character. Let me rephrase it. It should be a part of the character, not their plot. Their plot shouldn't be they're gay. A character trait should be they're gay.
Although, like, I feel like we're okay because I know Ashley's gone on record and said like it was important to play like gay characters before because we have Ellie, we have Yasha.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be telling people like have faith in the game. Go play it.
Again, that's why I'm like, that's why I'm just sitting there like, okay,
because she's like, that's
faith
important
in the team, and I know especially Ashley would not be standing for this game as much as she is with how progressive she is.
Mm-hmm.
She would not be standing for it if it was that poorly written, which is why I still have faith in it. So we'll see June 19th. So get hyped for that. Let's talk about games let's not talk about games that we're waiting to play. Let's talk about games that we are playing. We are neck deep in that Animal Crossing shit. How is your island going? How is your island? Do you want me to name drop your island? How is your island of how does it go? Toldori? No, your island is Tal'Dorei. How is Tal'Dorei thriving?
Everybody seems happy.
Seems happy. Yeah. Okay. Seems happy.
Well, whenever I talk to them, they tell me things of like, another day in paradise, or as I call it, Tal'Dorei, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Sweet. Nice. Awesome.
My house is, I think, almost paid off. I have the second story now. I just need to get the basement.
Oh yeah,
And then I think I'm done.
You've been focusing on your house, and I've been focusing on the island a little bit.
Yeah, because once I have all my debt cleared off, I'm just gonna start pushing bells to like move people around to make it more presentable.
I still have that issue of like things are kind of a little bit of everywhere, but I have paths connecting everything. I've moved some trees. I have an idea of where I'm going to eventually move all of my fruit trees, because I have like this big set of land behind Olaf's house that's up on a cliff, and I may just have all the trees up there. Who knows?
That's another part of the reason why I haven't terraformed yet, because I want to move all the houses real quick before I start like putting paths down.
I really needed to
that way I don't have to undo everything I did.
Yeah, I really needed to basically terraform my island hardcore, because my big issue was it was really hard to find a place to put bridges, because I didn't have enough, like all of the rivers were like slanted, and you need like a straightaway of river on a river shore on each side before you can place a bridge. And then,
either that or it's like too close to a building or something.
Yeah,
and you can't.
Yeah. So I like the bridge I have going up to the northern end of my island. I had to move blathers because I had blathers in like the top corner that I could get to, and I had to move blathers because I was like the only way I could set up a bridge to go north and up to where I was doing. So you saw that one day like three or so weeks ago when I was just sitting there and just changing everything.
I think you said you put like 5 to 6 hours.
I did the final total. It was more like 8.5. I spent like a good 8.5 hours. By the end of the night, I spent a good 8.5 hours just changing everything. Because then I'd be like, okay, that's done. I'm like, all right, well, let's plant some stuff. And then I'll be like, oh, okay, stuff's been planted. At least what I've got. Oh, fuck, I'm running out of money. I need to catch fish and do this and that and get more money, or buy bell vouchers with Nook Miles and stuff like that. Which that's kind of how some of my
or go to an island and gather resources and sell that shit.
Yeah. Which my poor luck on those islands, I can't catch anything bigger than a sea bass to save my life on any island I go to, and it.
I mainly don't have any luck unless it's raining.
Yeah, I haven't, ever since the beginning of the game, I haven't had any islands with rain, which has been weird. It's like I started the game, every island it was raining, but after that, like, the islands weren't raining. And then I also keep forgetting to bring my vaulting pole and my ladder because I forget that you can't terraform the fucking island. Or can you?
You also can't borrow those tools from Wilbur.
No, yeah, you can't just go there and you're just like, well, okay, that's...
I don't think you can terraform the other islands. I think it's only just yours.
I think so, yeah. I haven't tried it, but I'm certain if I tried it, it wouldn't work. But
I would assume probably can't just because it's not your island. You're just there visiting.
Yeah, true. Who knows?
But yeah, like yesterday, like any island I visited was raining.
You lucked out. You really fucking lucked out. Yeah.
I caught like 2 oarfish yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I had it, recently though on my island I did have a day that I caught 3 oarfish, so.
Yeah, like in a row.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't, the 2 of them were in a row, but like the third one was a little, so like I caught an oarfish, then I caught a couple other bigger fish, and then I caught 2 oarfish in a row, and I'm like, oh shit, man, today's my day. And like that money alone helped me finish paying off the 1 debt I have, and now I've got the 3rd room. Now I got to pay off that debt, man.
Just wait until you get the additional stories.
Man, I know the memes of like, you're indebted to Tom Nook forever are there, but you are fucking indebted to Tom Nook forever, man. It sucks.
Well, the thing is just like people joke about that, but they got to remember like you can pay off that debt at your own pace.
Yeah.
It's not like you have a looming deadline over your head of like, hey, pay this or you lose your house.
That's why I'm finally like focusing on my house, because like I wanted to make my island a little bit more presentable. I've got a great welcoming committee that I don't want to spoil, but I made a bunch of like a certain thing.
Although you made the realization last night.
Yeah.
You can kind of see it when you're flying
you get the
to the
spoiler
island.
when you fly to my island, because it flies right over the fucking airport. And when you fly over the fucking airport, you see the welcoming committee. And I'm like, oh, man, I wanted it to be a surprise for when they get off there. And I'm like, well, all right. That means when we get the group on Discord again, I'm going to be like, don't go to my island yet. I want
either that or if you're flying, don't look at the screen until you land.
Yeah, I may I love it so much. It's going to be good. Yeah, we've been playing with Kari. We've been on islands with Kari and Kita and Romano, and I know Robit's been on Kari and Kita's islands at some point. We need to get Robit on our islands at one point so we can ship things on us. I got a few friends that I gotta hop on their islands and see some shit and feel really self-conscious and guilty and hide away from everyone for like 3 weeks to try to fix my island again. But
to try and terraform again.
Yeah, no, it was one of those things where the last time we all played on Animal Crossing, I saw how nice everyone else's islands went, and I'm like, don't come to my island. Mine sucks. Please don't. And so I connected, but that was like that following day is when I did like the 8+ hours of just fixing everything. And it's far from finished, man. It's like I got to organize stuff. I want to set up like a shopping center area. I want to set up like an area where we don't hear our neighbors upstairs. I want to set up
loud cheers.
I want to set up like a place for all of the villagers. I completely forgot what they were called for a moment. Villagers. Have you gotten rid of all Have you gotten rid of all the villagers you don't want yet?
No.
Who do you want to get rid of now?
No, there's just the one.
Well, you got rid of Simon, who now fucking jumped to my island and I don't want. So now I gotta wait for a campsite to show up.
I honestly thought he had gone to someone else's island.
Yeah, there was like a week and a half gap, and then all of a sudden there was a really cool goat dude, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, I want you on my island!" And then all of a sudden,
which Romano has that villager.
I'm gonna steal him away. I hope she fucking knows I'm stealing him away. But then I couldn't because the house is already sold. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And the day before, it wasn't sold. I'm like, are you serious right now? It's like, oh, someone's in the campsite. I got an open spot. I know. Because like I was time traveling. Spoiler alert, we time travel. Like I was time traveling. It's like the day before I checked the house to see, has the house been sold yet? No. Awesome. So then I went. And the next day it's like, I was like, wait, the house is sold. And it said, please look forward to Simon showing up. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And you're like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I'm not mad at you. This goat dude was fucking awesome. But then Tabby showed up on my island, and I'm like, okay, cat. So I did the trick that May did, where you keep resetting until you get the villager that she wants to kick. And the second time around, it's like, hey, do you mind kicking Sherry? I'm all, thank you. That's one of the two I wanted to get rid of. Oh my god. And I was like,
yeah,
oh, thank God.
I'm waiting for another visitor at my campsite, and then maybe I can kick off.
Who's it you want to kick off?
I don't want to name them here.
I've been naming my shit. Come on, air your dirty laundry. Spill the tea, sister.
No, there's a reason. By the way, 420.
Nice. Anyway, why don't you want to say it?
Because it may or may not have come from someone's island.
No, just say it. Oh, now you have to say it.
No, I don't want to, because then I feel bad.
Oh man. Can you at least text? Can you text it to me? I promise I won't say it. Can you at least text it to me? Okay. We got some secrets.
Do you want me to type it in the chat?
On the Discord chat? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and throw it in Discord so that way I can see who it is. I don't even remember who that is. I legitimately don't even remember who that was. Let me type it. Yeah, go ahead and type who that one was. Yeah, I don't even remember who that villager specifically was. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, well, I mean, we have the people that we want. You know what I mean? I want to get rid of Simon, the monkey.
The only other one I said was, like, if this one leaves, I like them, but if they leave, I'm not gonna be absolutely devastated.
What is it that one or is it a different one?
No, it's a different one. That one is Kurlos.
Oh yeah, no, it's just like, I'll take Kurlos. Holy shit, I'll take Kurlos.
Like, if Kurlos leaves, I'm not gonna be heartbroken, but like he's pretty cool.
That's me with Bill. Like, Bill's fine. If Bill were to leave, I'd be like, okay.
There are at least, like, I think 4 or 5 that I have that I'm just like, if they do leave, I will be heartbroken.
Yeah, I got rid of Freckles, and
Sherb is one of those that I will fight to keep no matter what.
I will steal Sherb from you.
No,
you should not have shown me Sherb, babe. You should not.
Sherb is adorable.
That's why I want to steal him to my island, because he's an anxious little wreck, and I'm like, come here to
get your own.
It's okay.
Get your own.
What do you mean, like, get your own? Okay, fine. Although, it's being said, I have Molly and so does Kari, and then I have...
Yeah, Molly is adorable.
I have Molly and so does Kari, and then I have Chester and so does May. Was it May that has Chester?
You both have Chester, I believe.
Yeah, we both have Chester. Yeah. And then Kita
Although I went to Romano's Island and I saw Wendy, and I was like, oh, how cute.
May has one of the coveted ones. She has what's the squirrel?
Oh, Marshall.
She has Marshall. The fucking grumpy-ass squirrel. I was like, there you go.
I want Marshall, too.
I know. And then I know Kita has, what's his name? Devin?
Raymond.
Raymond. Okay, cool. That's like the 5th different name I've called him. I've called him Henry. I've called him Leroy. I think I called him Jenkins one day.
You called him Jeffrey, I think.
I called him Jeffrey another day. Yeah, that's like... I completely blank on that.
You have a new name for him every time.
I do, because I forget that his name was Henry? No. What's his fucking name?
Raymond.
Raymond, thank you. And I'm not doing it purposely. It's just like, when I see a cat, I don't think the name Raymond, my guy. Like, I don't. I really don't. I was like, okay, well, whatever. Yeah, and then May's been time traveling like a mad fucker trying to do something.
Yeah, Kita lucked out because, like, that was like the first try for her.
Everyone was not angry, but everyone was like, "You fucker!" when she posted that fucking Lee from Walking Dead showed up. What's his name again?
What?
Raymond. That's his name.
Lee from Walking Dead.
I don't remember his name. I'm sorry. It literally, like, I go to say his name. I just got to remember everybody loves Raymond. That's all I got to remember now. That's all I have to fucking remember. I just got to remember Ray Romano. No, because then I'm going to think of a fucking mammoth.
Then you're going to think of Romano.
Yeah. Yeah, now I'm going to think of Romano. God damn it. I'm fucked regardless. Oh.
I was gonna make it into some sort of wordplay and be like, you know, raving rabbits, Raymond rabbits.
Oh my god. I'll remember Pete's name one day. That one
Not when
wasn't
I have
that one was intentional because I saw you going for a drink. But yeah, so Animal Crossing's been a lot of fun. Oof. Boop boosh. Yeah. Animal Crossing's been fun. Man, I've been playing Breath of the Wild. I kind of went ahead from the stream.
Birth of the World.
Because I am fucking addicted to that game so much. It's so good. I knew it was gonna be good, but like as I'm playing it, I'm just realizing that again, okay, here we go. Another rare example of the hype was worth it. This game was so fucking hyped. I'm like, well, I want to play it. It looks good. But I am blown away by how fucking phenomenal the game is. Like, the world's amazing. The music is beautiful. The gameplay's a lot of fun. They definitely... Of course, I never played Skyward Sword, but I know a lot of people complain about the stamina, but I'm not having nearly as many issues with the stamina. I'm heading over... I just finished with the Zora. Fish Boy that May's got a fucking lady boner for. Just finished
Sidon.
Sidon, yeah. And as soon as I heard him talk and he had a deeper voice, I'm like, I know why so many people like this guy now. I fucking know why. But no, he was great. Sidon was really great, and it was fun having using him in the trek to getting to the I almost said the primal. The primals are not Breath of the Wild; those are 14. The Guardian, yeah, is to get on the first Guardian and do that dungeon. I love the way that they do the dungeons because you got to liberate the 4 Guardians, and those are the 4 dungeons of the game, which is really fucking cool. The storytelling is amazing. Like the voice acting is awesome. I also love that everyone but Link has a voice. That's really funny. It's pretty great. But I have a lot of fun with it. May's been marathoning it. May's been sick today. She's been in bed. But she's been playing Breath of the Wild as she's been in between not feeling as sick. But it's pretty great. And yeah, Breath of the Wild's really good. Doom Eternal is another one of it. God, I'm running the fucking gamut. I'm playing an adventure RPG game. I'm playing Animal Crossing. I'm playing a first-person shooter. I play a lot of different kinds of games. Doom Eternal is fucking hard, but really good and insane. And we just blew a hole into Mars to find a portal to hell. So we're going to stop those daemons from coming to Earth. The look on your face when I told you what has happened recently. And then I've got Darren DePaul in my head now. Because
I was basically just going to make the joke of things heard out of context for 1,000.
But yeah, I've gotten.
We just blew a hole in Mars. We're gonna stop some daemons.
We're gonna find we blew a hole in Mars to find a portal to hell. But no, Darren DePaul's character, the AI of that character is in my head now, which is pretty great. Hearing him again, he was really great in the first game. I feel like this game, maybe just because I haven't played these games in a while, but I'm playing on the easiest difficulty on Doom, and I'm having a hard time. But then again, I don't remember the last time I played a first-person shooter. It's been a hot minute. I think, fuck yeah, when was the last first-person shooter I played? Was probably Wolfenstein New Order. Or New Colossus? The second Wolfenstein game, I think, was the last first-person shooter I played. And
insert correct answer here.
Yeah, and it's just I play so many different kinds of games. It's like, and it's good to be back. Maybe I'm just super rusty, and I'm like not MLG. I was never MLG good in the first place. But I'll also say I don't own an Xbox One, and I know a lot of there's a lot of console exclusive like shooters on Xbox, or even like timed exclusives. So I don't like, for example, I would be playing the shit out of some Halo again, which I saw recently. The Master Chief Collection is now on Steam, and I'm like, fuck, I may get it. Because they just recently added Halo 3 ODST and Halo Reach, and I fucking love the Halo games, and I may
just get it.
I'm probably going to get it, and then I may ask my dad once things kind of loosen up a little bit. I'm like, hey, can I come over and play Halo 5 Guardians with you? Can we do some co-op? And then we'll fucking drink beer and play Halo 5 Guardians.
I thought you were gonna say Gears of War 5.
Well, we also got to do Gears 5. Like, Dad played it and fucking loved it and was singing Laura Bailey's praises like to the ends of the earth, which is great. I mean, she fucking killed it, and he's like, yeah, she did really good playing Kate Diaz, and I was like, Kate Diaz or Cat Diaz? One of those two. I haven't played Gears 4.
I mean, it's Laura.
It is Laura. It's Laura fucking Bailey, the queen of voice acting. So of course, but yeah, I want to play. I want to play Gears 5. I mean, I got to play Gears 4 with him before I play 5. So I'll play 4 and then 5. But then I want to play Halo 5 Guardians with him just because. Or yeah, there's ways I could also do it. But yeah, I want to play Halo 5. Just so that way I'm caught up because I know a new Halo is like on the horizon at some point. But yeah. So, but Doom Eternal's hard, but fucking ridiculous. Those id Software reboots are just they doing so well at making these over the top games like just as over the top in the current time. They did really good with Wolfenstein, and they are doing incredible with Doom. And I love all of the iconic demons that are in Doom Eternal. It's so good. As much as I'm getting my fucking ass kicked, I'm loving it. It's really good. So those are the games I've been playing, aside from Maps Friday on 14, which we've been doing treasure maps on Final Fantasy 14 to kind of stay in contact with Chrissy, Brad, and Suya. But you've also been playing. You're fucking deep into Tetris 99. How's that been going for you?
Ironically, I just hit level 69 earlier.
Oh, nice! Fuck yeah!
So now I have like no need to play anymore.
We're done. I don't care that I spent the $10 for the rest of the game. I'm done. I'm not leveling up anymore.
I don't think that does anything with my score though.
That is true. So you can play all the single player stuff, but don't play online. Stay at level 69. In fact, I just recently rejoiced because I finally hit level 23, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm in the 60s. I'm like, fucking hell.
It's because I was just grinding hardcore on.
True, yeah, that is very true.
Doing like daily stuff and whatnot.
Very true, yeah. But yeah. So you recently got first place for the first time. How many times have you gotten first?
Just the one time.
Just the one time. What's the highest you've gotten aside from first?
I made top 3 a few more times.
Okay. Have you tried that harder mode yet?
No.
Oh man, you should try it.
I only want to do it if I get first place a few more times.
Okay.
And then after that, I'll be like, okay, now.
We may have to do that for an HR video.
No.
That'll be the fucking curse, man.
You want to see how easy I fucking eat shit in that video?
Oh man, you will fall and eat ass so hardcore in that.
Because they're literally pitting you against people that have scored first.
You're like, it's like throwing like a fucking noob trash into like the Tetris Grandmasters, I would assume. Like, I'm assuming that's how fucking difficult.
That's how I would feel, basically.
Yeah. You'd feel like May and I when we went to the buffet at the Bellagio in Vegas a couple years ago. And it was just like, man, we feel like peasants walking into a castle.
I feel like I'm in P5 at the buffet scene.
That's literally how we felt. But, yeah, I've been watching you play that on a daily basis. And I'm like, don't fuck up. And you eventually fuck up. But that's how that game works, is you eventually fuck up. Let's see. What
I love how one time the comment was like, I had scored, I think, like, in the 30s or 40s, and I was like, oh, I had a bad run.
Yeah,
like, you had a bad run?
I literally was like, you had a bad run. My bad runs are like, I get fucked immediately and get the 90. 30 is a good round for me. 30s is really good. It's like, if I hit like top 30, like only once I got top 20. Only once, and it was like 17th. And I'm like, I'm never going to be able to do that again.
I thought that when I got 15th, and I was just like, oh, that'll never happen again.
The issue for me, it's the issue with all online games. I dealt with it in first-person shooters, like back when I played like Halo and Call of Duty online. I dealt with it when I played Gears of War online. But it's like, I just choke. Like, I get online, and because there's other people, maybe it's the fucking anxiety or whatnot, and it just like... Yeah, it fucks me up because I get too conscious, like, I can't fuck up, and then I fuck up, and it's like, and we're done. So, yeah, I know, it's one of those things where, like, we can't, I was like, I can't fuck up, and I immediately fuck it up. It's like, it's just, I get in my own head, and it's been for, like, the better part of, like, a decade and a half. It's like, I can't do it. I don't know what it is, but, like, you're able to tune that out.
That's why I just zone the fuck out.
Some people can do that really well. Other people, like me, not so much. But
like for the most part, I can still carry on conversation like around me.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
as for like the game, I don't. There's barely any time I look at the block beforehand until like it's already on the screen.
Yeah, I get you.
But yeah, I zone the fuck out.
You almost have to playing that game. You almost have to.
That was how I got first. I wasn't even looking at the score, and I just zoned out and just.
Yeah, your reaction when you got first was literally just like you're just playing. You're like, oh shit, I got first. I was like, what? All right. The only way I can get first is in CPU, but that's like 1 and 2 I can get first, but then 3 I get like top 15, and I'm like, I can't even do this on like third level CPU.
I managed to do it at 3. I haven't tried any higher than that.
I would be interested to see. Yeah.
I had to do level 3 for some daily stuff because they're like, play it no lower than CPU level 3 or something.
Okay, no, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, some of those daily goals just get ridiculous. Like, I still don't know how to T-spin. I still don't fucking know how to T-spin.
The only time I seem to be able to T-spin is when I'm like right up at the top of the screen and I just try to move it around a little bit and it'll be like, you made a T-spin. And I'm like, oh.
Like, cool. Apparently I T-spinned. Sweet.
It doesn't matter because I'm going to be losing in like 2 seconds. But apparently I did a T-spin.
I can T-pose like a motherfucker, but I can't T-spin. I can assert my dominance like no other business. But yeah. Ooh, got him. But
I know that was a T-pose, but still.
Still, you're asserting dominance in some way, shape, or form. So at least there's that. So yeah, Tetris 99 has been pretty wild. Other things we've been doing in quarantine.
I got Monster Prom recently.
How's that? Tell me about that.
So I don't know if the game is set up to where you fail like the first time you try romancing anybody, or if you can successfully do it the first time. But just I've done 2 routes, and each time when it gives you that prompt of, hey, ask your date to the prom, I got shot down.
Ooh.
Doesn't matter what my stats were, doesn't matter like how good I was doing for like their interactions or whatever. I asked them out and they're like, how do I put this nicely? No.
How do I put this nicely? Fuck off. That's how you.
And I just get that shot of like my character just like getting really upset as they're walking away.
All dejected and shit. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
I tried romancing the Prince of Hell, which is Nate's character.
Yeah, I can imagine how that wouldn't go well.
And then I tried the Mermaid Princess.
I can see on the other end of the spectrum how that couldn't go well.
Basically, her thing was just like,
hi, May.
Oh.
I just saw May walk by. I was like, oh, hi, May.
Yeah. She's getting Pop-Tarts.
Ooh, nice.
But yeah, like, I think the thing she said to me at the end whenever I finished her route, she was just like, I was told I would probably catch diseases if I dated a commoner, so, no, I can't.
Wow.
She just walks away, and I'm like, why?
That's funny. That's so, oh my God.
We were doing so good. And then that happened.
Dating sims, man. That's why you need a guide for that shit.
I almost have to. This is really hard.
Yeah, it's like you need a fucking guide for that. But yeah, fun times. Let's see. Other things we've been doing. We've been rewatching Vox Machina. Just because we're like, well, let's rewatch some Critical Role, and then we rolled and we settled on campaign 1.
And we're in the Drama Conclave.
We're farther than you ever gotten on like actual listens because You've seen a bunch of clips of the rest of campaign 1, but you haven't gotten like listened to the full episodes, and now we're listening to the full episodes, and it's like, oh shit. I forgot how tense some of those Chroma Conclave art stuff goes.
I'm just waiting to go to the Feywild.
That's coming up because we just finished episode 41, so 42 would be today. But we're recording this, so that may be over the weekend. But yeah, so we've been rewatching. We started from Briarwoods, just kind of skip some of the preamble.
Because of a certain somebody.
Yeah, we don't talk about it. I realize I have to make a correction as to something from a podcast ages ago. That the FAQ on the Kickstarter from day one said that character would not be appearing, and we were speculating like, well, maybe he'll show up, maybe he won't, and I didn't read the fucking FAQ, so I gotta eat some shit on that one. But
to be fair, like, did anybody read the FAQ if they're asking that question?
Probably not, and I'm one of those people. I did not read the FAQ, but they did say in the first documentary for it that the legend of this is the story of the legend of the story of the legend. I hate these guys.
Yeah.
The legend of the story of the legend.
Because at first it was the story of the legend, then it was the legend of the story of the legend of Vox Machina.
So is it going to be the story of the legend of the story of the legend of Vox Machina? Are they just going to keep going out like that? But no, they said in that first episode of that docuseries that there are going to be some big changes from campaign to series to have the storytelling work better for series. And now that I know that that's one of the things they're changing, I'm like, oh, okay. That'll do something.
Also, it's really easy to write that character out.
Just
say.
The only thing I will say is that the return to Draconia after the Chroma Conclave attacked won't have if they are, because there's going to be 24 episodes now, so they're definitely going to be touching some sort of the Chroma Conclave, I would assume. And hello, May again. It was one of those things. No, it was one of those things where if they touch the Chroma Conclave, the only thing that's going to be weird is just dealing with because they go back to Draconia to deal with the dragon, but there's also like to get information on the dragon, so that's literally going to be like a scene instead of like a whole episode, because they spent a whole episode because that character's body was found in Draconia, and they're really going to make that just probably just a scene to get more information on one of the dragons of the Chroma Conclave. But yeah, it's been nice returning to Vox Machina. I fucking miss these guys. This will be my third time listening to Vox Machina in its entirety. The first two was when I was working a desk job and I was listening to it like front to back, and this time is the first time I've gone just starting with Briarwoods. I miss them. I forgot how funny Grog was. I knew Grog was great, but I just forgot how genuinely funny he was. There's just been some lines and stuff he said, and just like it shows to like how well Travis played Grog. Really playing him with that intelligence of 6. Which is it's funny because to a lesser extent I'm kind of doing that with the character we're doing with with your Missouri friends. That's kind of more of a CAD thing since he has an intelligence of 9 just like Caduceus, but like yeah, he's kind of dumb. But like really playing a character that dumb, like he really went all out.
He's not dumb, he's simple-minded.
Simple-minded, yeah, but it's pretty great. It's just I maybe realize how much I miss Vox Machina. I love Campaign 2, but I will always stand that. And maybe things will change once Campaign 2 is eventually finished, but as of right now, I still love Campaign 1 more than Campaign 2. Even with its flaws and certain individual that's not in Critical Role anymore, I still very much love Campaign 1 more, just because I think part of it was it's my first. And you're always going to be partial to your first. And that's not also not me saying that Campaign 2 isn't good at all. It's fantastic. There were some growing pains of part of it getting used to new characters, and part of it, the growing pains of the beginning of a campaign, which, I mean, that's not specific to Critical Role, which I'm so behind on Adventure Zone, but I felt that with Adventure Zone. I felt that in our campaigns. It's just a part of a campaign. It's the getting in the rhythm of getting into this character. And becoming invested and kind of learning these characters, especially with how long the storytelling of Dungeons and Dragons is. It's like even with the Adventure Zone, which they would condense their episodes in balance. For example, their longest episode was a little over an hour and a half. Amnesty, they had like an almost 2.5-hour episode, but that was like the conclusion. There was a lot of storytelling tied to that.
Wasn't the first episode of Balance like 2 hours?
The raw recording,
they split it into 2 different episodes.
So what it was the raw recording. I think the raw recording was like a Mabim Bam episode maybe, but they played D&D. They just did a full on raw recording, and then what they did was they shortened it to be episode 1.5 to be like 50 minutes long, And then from there on, they would record and shorten down like the dead air and some of the rolling and some of the preamble and stuff like that to make them like more concise episodes. But yeah, like aside from that, like proper, like Adventure Zone proper, like it was like an hour was like the average time, but now it's like the average time is about like an hour 15 to like an hour and a half. But then again, Travis McElroy was had people like Matthew Mercer help him out, so you're going to become more verbose when you've got like the D&D Jesus helping you. But yeah, there's such long points of time in storytelling in D&D, but I would say even with its flaws, I will always be partial to campaign 1. And
well, the thing is with Critical Role in particular, it's like on the one hand you have a story that we're coming in the middle of, but it has an ending to it. And on the other hand, you have a story that started, but we're on a cliffhanger. Just
and there have been people that have said, "Well, I can't watch campaign 1 because they started in the middle," which they did. They did do a good job summarizing everything, because they have the story of Vox Machina, which they aired like when they were in the 30s episodes wise. That basically it was like a 20-minute video that broke down. Here's everything that happened up to episode 1. And I wish, and I gotta say, it's not Critical Role's issue, it was a Geek and Sundry thing. I wish the episode 0 wasn't the character bios, it was that. Because episode 0 on the podcast is just the character bios. Like, I would have loved to have the character bios and here's everything leading up to this point. Because I won't lie, the first time I heard episode 1, I'm all, is this actually episode 1? Am I missing something? And then I did research. I'm like, oh, they were already in this campaign when Geek and Sundry approached them to stream it. So I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, it's good though. It was now that we have that context, and now there's like the comic, and there's that kind of thing. I would say, like, if you can find that isolated, just be like, okay, watch this video and start with episode 1, or if you want to start with episode 23, which there's a lot of people. Because of a certain someone, a lot of people are saying, hey, if you're having issues, start at episode 23. The Briarwood arc is really good. There's a couple jokes and references. Like, you're probably wondering, what the fuck is Crackhammer? Why do we need to go back there? All you need to know is they did a job at Crackhammer and they never got the money. That's all you needed to know. And then they went to Vasselheim, which is a city with a bunch of temples and stuff, and magic is outlawed. And that's important for a joke related to way later on.
Which is where Pike was.
Yeah. And that Pike stayed in Vasselheim because Ashley Johnson was starting the filming of Blind Spot. And
also because Pike was helping repair the temple.
Yeah, so like Matt was able to find a natural way for her to dip. But I don't know. Campaign 1 was my first. I fell in love with all those characters, and it's so good to be back. It's so good to be back and to see some of your reactions to the stuff you haven't seen in like full episodes. And like, you knew, like, spoilers for something that ended 3 years ago at this point. You knew Gilmer was okay, but at the beginning of the Chroma Conclave, it's just like, well, fuck, is he okay? And it's like, it's the same thing with what happened. Now, I won't spoil this one, but what happened with a certain NPC in one of the most recent Campaign 2 episodes of like, you did not fucking do this to that character, to which at that time people were like, you did not fucking kill Gilmore, Matt. How fucking dare you? Which he didn't. But yeah, it was pretty funny. But God, and I miss Gil. I miss Gilmore so much. And
speaking of Vox Machina, we got to figure out when we're going to record for the Pass the Dice challenge.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we get to finally dress up in something for once.
So we get to revisit Campaign 1.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And I've been loving that we've been able to watch it together. And it's interesting because I've listened both times on podcasts because I'd listened to it at work. So seeing it in person with the closed captions, because we turn the closed captions on YouTube, I pay attention to a bunch of other stuff because we're actually watching it. So I'm like, oh, shit.
It's also just like a switch, just because I think with Campaign 2, either I would start watching it on my end while you were getting home from work or something, and then you would hop on later.
I would be finishing up because I would get home, eat dinner, work out. And then I'd be like, okay, I'm done showering. I can tell me what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
we would be like messaging on Facebook of like,
yeah,
okay, so this is what's going on.
The only time I skipped a workout was when campaign 2 started. And like,
Mm-hmm.
we're like, all right, we gotta watch from here. And that was really cool.
We gotta watch the premiere.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's sad that I finally started watching them live, and then pandemic happened. But hey, we've been able to watch things, like Narrative Telephone, which I think is the best fucking show they've been able to make. And Liam, as of recording this, Liam's episode aired yesterday. By the time this goes up on YouTube and premieres, and we premiered on YouTube, it will be out on there. So I have to ask, because with Narrative Telephone, for people who don't know, Narrative Telephone is a series that Critical Role started doing since the pandemic happened, where one person starts and tells a story. And they started with Matt.
It's basically like online telephone.
Basically. So someone tells a story, and then the next person gets to watch it once, and then they have to tell the story. Then they send their video to the next person. They watch it, have to tell the story. It's basically like a big game of online telephone. Then at the end, they all get onto a Zoom call and go through from front to back to watch everything. And and
they only listen to it once. They can't go back and re-listen
to it.
So then
Matt did one, then Laura did one, then Sam did one, and then Liam did one. So now, and then Ashley's up next. Spoiler alert, Ashley's up next. So Ashley's coming up next, and then we still got Taliesin, Travis, and Marisha. Those are the only ones we got left. And I love, God, out of all of them, I mean, all of them are great, but out of all of them, which one has been your favorite so far?
Stories or just person to play the game?
Let's start story, and then your favorite person in the playing of the game.
I like Laura's story a lot.
Laura's story was really fun. Just Jester telling a story about the Traveler.
Oh, hi, it's Jester.
Everyone doing the Jester accent was so good. And they did
Travis doing the accent.
Oh, and then in this one with everyone trying to do the Zemnian accent or the German accent for, non-in-universe. And then Liam dropping, what did he said? He had 16 words and phrases in German in his original story. Like, and then Taliesin went next, and Taliesin immediately was just like, I fucked this so bad.
Which I think someone in one of the D&D groups, they had tweeted out at Liam because I think they recognized the story that Liam was telling.
Uh-huh.
And Liam confirmed that was the story, and they were
so it was adapted
out.
From an actual tall tale. Oh,
nice. Yeah. Let me see if I can find the actual status that leads back to the tweet.
Okay, sounds good.
Because they were freaking out. They're like, "Oh my god, Liam just replied to my tweet, and I was right."
Yeah, and I was right. Yeah. My favorite. While you're looking that up, my favorite. Because of how off the fucking rails it went, I have to go Sam's. I've cracked up all 4 episodes. I was crying during Sam's because Matt going second and saying 3 different names for the main chick of the story was incredible.
One of them being Sahara.
Sahara from Animal Crossing, which was really fucking funny. But Jester's was great too. Matt has said that after everyone goes, he wants to do another one and just pull the gloves off. And Ashley was like, I'm terrified. And
I would be too.
Honestly, with the way that he tells stories and how detailed and verbose he gets, yeah, I would be fucking terrified too. Okay, let me see what you posted in here. Hey, voiceover Ryan, what's your story? Oh,
and Liam replied back and said, "Ding."
The story of Bren who lost his heart, Astrid who never saw, and Edelwolf, the boy who never had his own thought. Holy shit! Oh,
and Liam's like, "Ding."
Oh my fucking god. So what's the story of Bren who lost it? Because I was wondering, with the losing of his heart, I was like, that sounds like Caleb.
Yeah.
Yeah, story of Bren who lost his heart, Astrid who never saw true, and Edelwolf was the boy who never had his own thoughts. I'm shook. You fucking shook me, man. God damn it. Oh my god. Oh. Whew. Holy shit. You're fucking blowing up my brain. God damn. Whew. Holy shit. Yeah, that's and then the the forest witch was Trent, of course, because he was the one that took that from them. Oh my god. Liam, you crazy motherfucker. Holy shit. That's awesome.
This is the story in the Empire that we tell our kids.
This is a story all about how basically. That's basically it. But yeah, I gotta say, like, I've loved all the stories so far, but Sam's episode specifically, he had a song. He pulled a guitar.
It's Scanlan, so we went back to campaign 1.
My favorite was that, like, he finished, and then editor Max was like, "You were supposed to do a Knot story." And he was like, "Oh shit!" So like now he's telling everyone, remember to do it in Knot's voice, because like in Laura's, it was like, they did Knott's, like, it's like, get ready for Knott's voice, and then it's like Scanlan short alt here with a tale for the ages. It's like, oh no, which I love that one so much. It was so good.
Sam, this is what happens when you experiment with wine every day during this lockdown.
Cocktails with your significant other every night. Yeah. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So out of all the people, who's your favorite to hear try to retell a story?
Ashley.
I see so much of May in Ashley, because like the one episode May watched with us, she's just like, oh, I feel so much. Yeah. Oh,
I relate to her on the whole, like, struggling to memorize things. I'm just sitting there like, oh man, these stories are so detailed. I would forget 90% of this.
I would, yeah. It's fucking Ashley is pretty great.
Travis is also hilarious.
I was gonna go Travis is one of my favorites, just because he's always sandwiched in the middle. And
just wait until he goes first.
Oh, who's he gonna use? Like, who would he use for?
Obviously Ford.
I don't know. Imagining a story of Grog where he purposely makes it to where.
Here's the thing. Grog already told a story. It's called Bunions and Flagons.
Bunions and Flagons. That's true. But
yeah, I would think Ford probably would tell a story about the Wild Mother.
Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. Taliesin can do any number of things.
Taliesin has 3 characters to work with.
He has 3 characters to work with.
And honestly, the second character probably would tell some interesting stories.
Yeah.
Because Percy, I don't really see Percy telling stories, more or less.
Yeah.
Cad... Oh man.
Unless it's a story he would tell to Vesper.
Oh.
Which would be pretty cute. But another thing that I love about this series is you could tell who has kids.
Oh yeah.
You could definitely tell who has kids.
Yeah.
And it's like you could tell Liam, Sam have kids. You could tell Travis and Laura, especially in this one, with the
sound effects.
The sound effects are just so good. So fantastic.
There's a fly flying around.
The fucking curse of the flies, man. I don't like it, but
Well, they keep getting in because we keep leaving the door open when we bring groceries in.
I know.
So they keep flying in.
But yeah, it's Narrative Telephone's been great, man. We've had some hardest reset video. Or was there anything else you wanted to say about Narrative Telephone, or we could move on?
Somebody give Taliesin a hug, because every time he has to remember the stories,
and I'm
you
like,
can
poor
see him
dude.
shake.
Yeah,
I'm just like, no.
That poor guy.
And then fucking Matt over here.
Yeah. He's good at telling the stories, but recounting the stories.
He does good with what he's given.
Him in this episode, he was in top fucking form in this episode.
I just love how he was like, yeah, I was ready because I was expecting Liam's to be like super dark and everything.
Dark, yeah.
And then I get Travis's, and I'm just like, well, god damn it.
He's just chilling on the couch in a German accent. It's pretty great.
A really bad German accent.
Yeah.
Because Travis can't do German accent.
Neither could Ashley or Marisha. Oh my god,
yeah.
Man. It was good. It was really good. But yeah, give Taliesin a hug. I'm totally with you on that. So we're close to wrapping up on our topics. We don't have any opening memes or whatnot, so there's that. But we got some Hardest Reset stuff to go over and Homebrewers and stuff like that. We had some videos come out. We had the D&D video, which you watched the D&D video, right? Or were you in when I was editing that?
I don't remember.
Oh no, you were in the recording. You were sitting in watching the recording for that one.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I came in like near the end.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was more like halfway because I had to peg in when you started talking, and it was about like out of the 40 minutes, it was around 22 minutes you came in on the raw recording. So I'm like, okay, about halfway. So we got the story of Fred. Pretty great. Confusing May with two different versions of kobolds. May confused that Strahd was the name of the vampire dude was pretty great. I fucking confused her with Mordenkainen twice, which is pretty funny.
And her saying that it looks like Strahd is holding like a piece of craft cheese.
Yeah, it's like he's into them craft singles. It's like I want that to be canon. It'd be pretty fucking funny. But yeah, that video. There's not much to say. We don't have May in with us to talk about it, but not much to say.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And yeah, good shit. And then we had the stream highlight for Trivia Murder Party that went up last Saturday. That game is ridiculous. The game is ridiculous. I want to stream more Jackbox soon. It was nice having Ramen and Chewy in those games. Those were a lot of fun. We'll have to do that again really soon. And then the last thing before we wrap up the podcast is we finally have an update on Homebrewers. We're finally going to be coming back in June. We don't have an exact date yet, but we will be finally coming back in June. Don't expect
things are easing up slightly.
Don't expect long episodes. They're definitely going to be on the shorter end for the time being as we wait for things to start easing more and more. Don't expect an 8-hour episode when we come back next month because that's not going to happen. I wish we could, but that's not going to happen. I've started working with Brad on a bunch of backstory stuff because Renz is going to be very much a slow burn, but there's a lot of backstory stuff. I got to finish typing up the massive Word document of everything over to him because I got everything from how the Crimson Winds were started, the history of the people that are in it, the factions and everything. Renfis is tying into all the story and everything, which I've had a long time to really dwell on. But don't expect longer episodes. I'm thinking of doing something to get everybody caught up in June leading up to it. I don't know when exactly or what exactly that would entail, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Homebrewers will be coming back in June. Are you excited to come back? Good nonverbal thumbs up for the people at home. For people at home who are listening and not watching, she gave the okay emoji thing. But yeah, it's gonna be good to return to these characters. So I'm super hyped. So yeah, unless you got anything else, I think that should be it. Got anything else, or are we good?
I can't think of anything.
Sounds good. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed this premiering on YouTube live, which will be a lot of fun. You can follow us. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/HardestResetLive. I realize I opened with the Twitch handle, and we're going to be debuting this on YouTube. But regardless, follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/HardestResetLive. We took down the Discord for now with kind of the quarantine and a lot of people waiting for the D&D stuff to come back. We kind of got rid of it for now. But
we weren't too terribly active on it.
And I'm finally starting to learn how Discord actually works. But it'll come back eventually. There wasn't any discourse or anything weird about it. It became a receptacle to dump all of our content that came out when that's what other social media platforms were for anyway. So, but that'll come back eventually. But yeah. Follow us on Twitch. Follow us on Twitter at Hardest Reset. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And yeah, I think that's about it. Please stay safe. Wash your fucking hands. Stay 6 feet apart from one another. We love you guys. Take care. Stay safe. And we'll see you guys next time.